All right, good morning, everybody. So we have the same stocks on watch. PIK and HUSA are the only two that I really care about pre-market. Let me see. Other than that, we have a couple more stocks on the scans, but I personally don't care about them much. I'm gonna try and trade the first minute. We're gonna see if we can do this here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my entry right at 686. Let's see if we get a pop through to 7. Break a 7 here. Sold right at 7. So it was sold at 699. It didn't actually break the way I wanted it to. It didn't break fast enough, so I kind of panicked out as soon as I saw it slow down around 696, 698. As soon as I saw it slow down there, I was like, ooh, I should probably sell. So sold right there, quick scalp. Usually the first minute is the most volatile, and it's sometimes it makes big rips, makes a big move without me.
What can you buy
Oh my god.
US dollar?
That scared me. That was a YouTube ad loading for some reason. Okay. Give me just a second here. While I pull up my Twitch chat. Jesus. Okay, cool. Yeah, the first minute is usually the most volatile, and I don't know, sometimes it makes some really big rips without me. So, you can see the occasional 7 rip here all the way to 760, and then a flush all the way down to 650. So that's why I tried to trade the first minute here, but it didn't break 7 the way I wanted it to, so I wasn't expecting so much after. But amazing move here, red to green. Wow, I didn't expect it to make a move like this. I wanted to buy it right here at 680 as soon as I seen it was holding, but I felt more comfortable buying the next 1 minute to do it. Let's see if we can get a pullback now. I might be super late on this move, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna need a pullback. I'm gonna get in here at 707, catch the rip all the way through. We have a big sell at 725. So I'm in at 710. I might have just got in late on this one. I'm gonna sell here at 710. Can't. So, man, I'm gonna stop out. Man, that was such a bad trade. I was about to say, this is hilarious. I was about to say on the candle prior, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure this is the same one, if not it was HUSA, but I'm pretty sure this is the same one that makes the big pops and then huge rejections right after these big pops. And I was completely right on that. I should have sold at 720. I thought it was going to rip even further. Obviously, I was completely wrong. Look at this huge rejection here. It's absolutely disgusting. But I held a little longer. I knew right away when I tried to sell at 712 or 710, I knew right away this is not going to go good. And, I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I thought it was going to pull back to 788, 785, 680. 680 if anything, and then I could get out, maybe a VWAP, but no, I had to stop out below VWAP. So yikes, that turned on me quickly. So I should have just stopped out at 704. 704 or 7 something, but that was a pretty bad trade. So I was green on both. Originally, this one was, I guess, the best trade is the first minute. I should have taken the trade on the second rip here, but I was way too late on that. And then even then, I knew buying this dip could be troublesome. And yeah, I mean, it broke how I wanted it to, but I was too focused on this. I was looking for the seller on the ask. I was too focused on looking for that seller stacked on the ask. I was like, where's he at? And then I saw it moving. And I was like, oh no, the stock's going down. So so by the time I had seen the seller down here at 725, I looked back and I on the chart and I was like, oh, it's already at 710. So I was like, I'm gonna have to sell. But that was on me. That was completely my fault. So let's see. HUSA, I'm still gonna go for the daily high break. Daily high here is 754. That'd be my primary focus. But I'm gonna need it to consolidate the way it's doing here. I think I might buy this though, depending on what it does these last couple seconds. See if it pulls back again here. I'm gonna buy it here at 61, I guess. I knew I made a mistake. Yeah. So broke that candle's low. I'm not gonna stay in if it just broke that low. Double bottom there though. I could have held. So I'm already down 120, 127. That wasn't a good trade. That was definitely not a good trade. 13-cent loss on that trade. I wanted to get in early because it was holding this level here, and I wanted to get in early for that rip higher. So look at that. I knew I should have held a little longer. See if I can get another entry here then. Potential re-entry. It's just on the ask, it's not moving at all. The bid's moving all the time, but the ask is just not moving. So there's a 1 minute high break. I'm gonna buy that dip there at 61. Amazing fill there. It's not gonna even matter at this point. It's like it just broke its 1 minute low again. So stopping that again. Man, this one same as last week. Same problems here. So that wasn't a good buy because I mean it was forming a triangle here for a reversal, I guess, for a move. Yeah, oh my god, I can't even talk. For a move down. So that was not a good buy as well. Well, Jesus, man. I'm all over the place this morning. Great Jesus. So 3 back-to-back terrible trades I'm making here. Not that I'm not even thinking too much about them. I'm just taking it. As I mentioned in another video, I'm just taking it to see what works. So clearly 2 of these pullback entries just aren't working. Buying obviously the top after a big rip isn't working. The only one that seemed to be working was something like in the middle of a red to green. So this was the last 1 minute high break. That's the only one that's worked so far. But then it immediately turned red, and then the next move, which is the one I missed out on, was the one that came towards VWAP and ripped through as a red to green. Buying the candle right after that huge rip, terrible decision. It wasn't the worst. I could have sold, but I was too focused on the ask. I wanted a bigger move. So that was on me. So the main reason I'm down so much in such a short period of time was because of these huge rejections on me, and me selling. Instead of selling quick, I hold through it and usually sell towards the bottom. So this one caused a huge loss. This one caused a huge loss. This one was just a bad trade in general. Like I should have known on that one, but bad trade in general. So you know, that one cost me 13 cents on my own, I guess, strategy. HUSA is the second one we had on watch today. Besides that, we have HHLA. This is another one hitting the scans, but nothing's going on with this one. Not sure what's hitting my scans. HUSN is also hitting the scans. I don't really like it. HUSN. Oh. Wait, hold up. Okay, I was looking at the HUSA. My bad. I was looking at the wrong one. So HUSA. This one's finally above VWAP. So this one doesn't look too bad. I don't really care pre-market though. Pre-market, we're coming into resistance basically. I'm not really sure how I feel about it up here. And it's pretty choppy as well. Spread's pretty big. 6 cent spreads right there. So I don't know how I feel about this one right now. IONQ, light on volume. a little higher priced, but 5 minute doesn't look too bad. The 5 minute looks okay. It's just a lot on volume. Spreads aren't too bad either, about 3 cents, 2 cents. Let's go back to PIK. This one's still rejecting here. It's going to be very, very difficult to even get that reversal on this one, or at least the daily high to break. It's just not holding its level at all. I don't even know where I'd want to buy in for a change in momentum. Well, we got to first look for that change in momentum. What am I talking about? So first change of momentum, in my opinion, would have to be I'd say it'd have to be here around 7. Because it can hit view up and then just reject again massively. We already had our first pullback in this area here. So first pullback, rejection. And then we're gonna have what, a second pullback here? And then a third staircase down. The only way I'd see that this thing would actually change is if it breaks through 690 and then rips through 7 and holds above 7. And I think it actually did that last week. It rejected massively initially, and then it finally started making some big moves. I do like the MACD here. I could enter for a MACD curl. So I'm going to try that. We're going to try this one out as well. MACD curl on the 1 minute. Looking for that break to 670, I guess. So I'm in at 645. Stop would be the lowest 1 minute candle. 670 would be the true target at the end of this whole climb here. 648. It's a lot of buying going through, but not a lot of movement on the ask. 41 on the bid. 43 now on the ask. 40. Stop would be this low. Coming up to the last couple seconds of this candle here. So that's a stop out there. So yeah, another loss, another $50 loss there, 250 down already. So this is the third day I'm down 250 in a row. Three days back to back to back. And I think it's the same exact stock every single time. So PIK, this one should have been done, I guess, the second time. I shouldn't even be trading this one at the moment. Again, I'm just trying out to see what works. Clearly, as I mentioned, buying the dips right here, these are two examples of that, don't work. Not on this stock, at least right now, this early. Probably just, like I said, me buying the worst times. So right here, I bought on a pullback. Obviously, it was going to be staircasing down here. So bought on this triangle, it wasn't going to be in my favor. So that was just a bad buy. And then it obviously rejected massively. So completely against the trend there. Try to buy this dip here for a move up. Ended up rejecting on me. Sold the bottom. Then it actually pushed up, I think. If I remember correctly, that's how it went. This candle here, I mean, a big mistake on my end, not selling out, earlier. So I let this thing reject massively on me. Nasty flush there. Then back here in the beginning, it's crazy because I don't normally trade the first minute because I always lose on it, usually. And I trade the first minute and boom, I make money on it. But then all the other moves, I'm losing. So, so these are just huge mistakes on my end over here. And now this is actually popping back up to 45. So that kind of sucks. Pulled back, held its level 3 times, triple bottom here basically. And now it's popping back up. MACD, I guess I got in a little early for a MACD curl. But now it's actually seeming like it's pulling back properly. We have 1 more minute before this next 5 minute candle opens. So 5 minute high here is 52. Buy in here at 47. We'll try this out. It's crazy because I was waiting for a better pullback, and then I bought that little pop there, and now it pulls back on me. That's so crazy. It's almost every time. So I'm still gonna hold it for the next 5 minutes. See if the next 5 minute doesn't open too low. It's back to 45 here. And I will see, I'm gonna try and add into this position and see what happens if I try to add. So we got the 1 minute MACD to cross here. Doesn't seem to want to be holding its level at 49 though. It's already rejecting on the bid at 42. I'd still be going for the 52 high break on the 5 minute. There's 50, 51, 57 now. Let's see if we get up to 68. A push through VWAP. Hopefully this isn't the move here at 58 right there and then it just rejects. Which it looks like that's what it's wanting to do. Unfortunately, yeah. So stopping out with the loss. A loss on that trade. So false break there. It broke through and then rejected. So that was it. A 58 push, and that was it, I guess. So now it's breaking its low here on the 1 minute. Let's see if it actually does it and pushes through a 624. Breaks that triple bottom. It's 25. 23. It's gonna hit the teens. There it is. So there's a push further. So clearly it's not the best to go long on this stock. It's just not there. So this was a 287 loss. Massive flop today. And besides that, HUSN's hitting the scans. But like this is kind of what I was hoping would happen earlier on PIK. Like way earlier. But this clearly didn't happen. HUSA did a perfect momentum change here. This one just ripped through. It actually even had the perfect reversal candle here. So basically a hammer doji. And then boom, it just ripped all the way to the, I guess, a breakthrough VWAP. Not as big as a move. Well, actually, this was a pretty big move. What am I talking about? It's almost $1 a share. Dang. So missed that entire rip here. And now it's rejecting below VWAP. It's what it's looking like. So another nasty trade day, or just a terrible day for me. Oh my god, just trash. What can I take away from this though? Well, I know buying the dips, at least on PIK, and buying it where I was buying it just wasn't good. I need to observe more as to where I'm buying it. So under VWAP, it's obviously going to be very difficult to trade long. The idea I had between these two trades was the MACD curl. The reason I'd seen it curling up here, I was like, oh, okay, it can potentially break through VWAP. I want to get in early for it. So that's why I bought this one initially. I thought it was going to do a false break or kind of like a pullback, and I wanted to get in on a pullback before it ripped through VWAP. That's the idea I had, but I didn't realize I was actually buying a triangle here. So I bought the dip, and then boom, it ripped on me further. So I didn't really put much thought into that one in terms of looking at the chart pattern. I also wasn't paying attention to the 5 minute because the 5 minute actually opened low, and I didn't realize that yet. So looking at the low, I mean, it was clearly gonna break. It just I didn't realize that at the time. So that's where my second loss was down here. I was selling at practically the bottom of the 5 minute. Pulled back even further. I had seen that the MACD curl was curling again, and I was like, okay, we can potentially get in for another MACD entry. That clearly didn't work. It was too early on the move, sold for a loss. Got in again here for another MACD curl attempt. It curled, it actually did the job. but I was expecting a bigger rip. I wanted to see it past 58 through 60, potentially even touch VWAP. I wasn't exactly looking for it to touch VWAP, but if it did come close, I was going to hold it a little longer and see if this thing would just rip. Didn't even come close really. Hit 58, actually 57. Hit a 57 high and then rejected. Sold for a loss there as well. Only move that worked here was the initial entry on the 1 minute for the 1 minute high to break when it was at least, close to its support line here. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Where a shift in momentum could have happened. So this is why this red to green was so crazy, and that's why I thought it was so strong and bought this top up here. I figured since it made a big rip like that after a big rejection, made a big rip and actually held above 7, I was surprised, and I bought the pullback at 710 for a break of its high, which did work out. I just wasn't paying attention to the stock. Hit 720, I could have sold at 718 somewhere, and then I just held a little too long and it rejected on me. So that was completely my fault, and I let my loser run, too much. So 677, bought in at 710. Like, dude, what are you doing holding a 40-cent loser there? You know what I mean? So it did drop pretty fast. I tried to sell it at 710 because I didn't want to sell in the bid and stop out quicker, selling at 704. That was my fault. I should have just hit the bid and sold out, but I was expecting this thing maybe to touch 7 and then rip, but obviously it broke through 7 no problem, and I had to sell for a massive loss there. Same situation here. I figured, well, it might break its low but pop back up. Broke its low and flushed on me, so that wasn't a good idea either. I did listen to my rules here. If it broke this last 1 minute low, I'm out. Stopped out there. Also listened to it here. If it broke this 1 minute low, I'm out. And didn't listen to it here necessarily. It broke its high, but I held way too long. I was expecting a bigger move, and then it rejected on me, so stopped out there as well. Now, I don't know. I know just not to buy below VWAP at the moment. Wait for that shift in momentum. Wait for these big rips to happen. But I don't want to. I got to figure out where to buy in these rips, because I don't want to buy, let's just say, this rip here, and then I buy the back end of the move and it flushes on me like it did here. So I got to find that out eventually. I know when I left last week on PIK, I believe, I knew it was going to curl. I think I even mentioned at the end of the video, I said, oh, it's making a nice move here. Nice setup. Well, I stayed around to watch it, and it made a huge move. Huge rip. I don't know if it was HUSA or what stock it was, but it made a big rip. And I was so upset because I was like, oh, I want to trade it, but I already shut the stream down. So I was like, I guess it's too late. I just watched it. Oh man, I don't know. Let's go to HUSA. HUSA is making a nice move here again. Oh no, wait. Oh no, okay, that was HUSN that made it. HUSA is still making a nice move here though. Seems like it's kind of slow. I'm not sure what the float is. BBLG got halted. So BBLG did get halted and it resumed. But holding view up. Big seller stacked at 50. Got another one at 65. I don't know about this one. I like that it's holding this level though. It's just that big seller needs to move. 5 and 10 minute both look pretty good in my opinion. Let's go back to PIK. And it's still stair stepping down here. Still on the move further down, I think, for the break of 6. I'm assuming 10 minute low needs to break here as well. Only thing I see going for this stock is if it breaks the low, taps 6, holds, pops all the way back up, and another 10 minute candle is 650. The last 10 minute candle popping up and breaking through 680, ripping to the high again. and we just see an uptrend from there. But right now, this is selling off pretty bad, so I don't really see much for it. I think if anything, pullbacks here, like on the MACD, this is actually just going to start pulling back, is what it looks like, slowing down around this area. So I wouldn't be surprised. But BBLG is actually hitting the scans. Nice pop there through 50. Actually broke that seller. Couldn't hold though, not yet at least. It's holding 355, 350 so far. Next halt level's where? Is it at 4, above 4? I don't know. But I think that's going to be it for me today. I'm already way past my stop loss. Again, it's a sim account. This is not live trading. For those of you still watching, it's not a real account. I already blew that one up just recently. But I am practicing on the sim, seeing what's working in this current market. And clearly, as I mentioned, these strategies I just did today are not working. I got to find something else. I really need to pay attention more to setups like this that are just kind of obvious. I didn't realize it at the time, but this was just, I should have never bought this trade here. Should have never got in there. This one, again, can't predict massive rejections like that. I thought it was pretty strong, but, I realized quickly after I held that loser for a while that I was not going to get that bounce I was looking for. So anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we can actually get some strategy working here, get something going, and correct on my mistakes here. I'm going to review these tapes. The past 3 days, like I said, I'm down over $250 each day. So I got to go back, review what's going on, where I'm messing up, and see if I can come up with a better strategy. Definitely the thing I need to change up is how I'm selling or where I'm buying. Mainly selling, I would say, because that's costing me a lot, as you can tell. It shouldn't be, I shouldn't be down this much if I sold out relatively quick, like 5-10 cent stop or whatever. I should not be down this much, but oh well, I need to work on that. So I will see you guys tomorrow.